Hello, FlossTube. It is Sunday, January 22nd. This is Annette from Annette's Acre. Thank you very much. It's time for an update. A little bit of December, a little bit of January, and a few just odds and ends of what I got stacked up here. So, first thing I want to say though is thank you so much for your comments. Your condolences, thoughts, prayers, everything on the last video. I apologize for it ending so abruptly, but you can all understand why. And I greatly appreciate all of the comments that were left. So it's been kind of a quiet but busy month or so since then. And we're getting back into our regular routine, or the new routine, I guess that would be, for the family. So, but my mom is doing well, and we're all just keeping on as we do. So thank you again, everybody. One question I wanted to answer before I get started with showing off. I got finishes, I got whips, I got a little bit of stash to show. But one question Vonna asked me in the last video, I talked about when I do blending filament, instead of adding filament to the needle with the floss, I overlay a stitch of blending filament on top of the completed floss stitches. So she had asked if I do a full cross with the filament or do I just do a half cross? Well, and the answer is I only do a half cross. I overlay essentially the top leg. So I stitch bottom left, top right, and then the other way, right? And I have no idea on the video if that's going to be correct or if you're going to see it backwards. But it's bottom left to top right, and then lower right to top left. So essentially I do the blending filament on, I just do another pass of the top leg and I just lay the one and that's it. If you wanted more sparkle, you could certainly add a double leg. It would get interesting for filaments that are not clear. So in the piece, that Woodland Wonder piece, I'm using the 32, which is the opalescent. So it's pretty clear on white floss. You can't really see it except for the little bit of sparkle. But I would be hesitant to do a full cross on if you were doing like gold filament or something like that. But anyway, what I do, one leg on top of the top leg. Okay. So on to the next stuff. So we had a fairly quiet Christmas, as I'm sure you can appreciate, and even New Year's. We didn't go anywhere. We didn't do anything. I took the week off between Christmas and New Year's and ended up spending a lot of time with Mom running errands and just kind of trying to do normal things during that time. I did get a lot of stitching done though, as you'll see. Which was nice. We all kind of needed that break from the rigors of travel. So the first thing I want to show are some of the finishes. Now in the previous video I'd mentioned I had a year whips finish and she was off to the framers. So here she is. This is Easter Fairy by Nora Corbett. She's just in a very simple frame. She uses all of the called for floss. To be perfectly honest, I don't have any idea what the fabric was. It was just a scrap of a picture disc plus over dye I had in my stash. And I cut way back on the beads because I didn't like, it just seemed a little too frou-frou-y with all the beads. So we cut way back on the beads. So here she is, all framed, and she's hanging on the wall with the rest of her pixie sisters over here in my front room. The other thing that I think I mentioned I had finished in my last video, which I was bad. I usually go back and rewatch, but that one I didn't. I finished Frosted Pumpkin Passport and took that off to the framer. So here it is. This is my largest finish for last year. So came out very nice, simple. It's all the floss as recommended. The fabric is an old cut of Silk Weaver Blue Dynasty in 36 count. So 2/2. There you go. So that one's done. After the last video I showed this as a whip, and I have since finished it and had it framed. So this is Merry and Bright, Frosted Pumpkin, Merry and Bright. the Christmas mystery part. It was, again, all floss and fabric as defined by Frosted Pumpkin. This is crystal quartz from Picture This Plus. So in just a simple white box frame. I also finished the accompanying ornament that week. It's not ornamentified, but it's done. How could I resist? Penguins. So that was done. That wrapped up my December 2016 finishes, of which I didn't really keep good a track for the first quarter. So I think overall I had 22 or 23 finishes last year. Lots of small pieces, the Mill Hills and smaller things. But 23 is not a bad number for me. It's just they're usually a little bigger, but that's okay. My goal for 2017 is 17 finishes. Don't think that'll be a problem. We'll see. Okay. I already have 2 though. So my first finish of 2017 was on January 7th. And I finished Frosted Pumpkin Trick or Treat, which is the companion for the Merry and Bright. And you'll notice it's framed very similar. Black shadow box frame, same size. In fact, I had him, when I took Merry and Bright for framing, I knew I would have this done. This is Crystal Da Vinci, by the way. So I actually asked him to order both frames, just in the 2 different colors, and then I just took the piece in to have it mounted and stretch it. So this was finished on January 7th, which is cute. I keep looking at it thinking I missed something, but I haven't seen anything yet. So those are the framed finished finishes. And then on January 16th, my second finish for 2017 is Venice Santa. There you go. So he's my Mill Hill Santa. So one of these days we'll ornamentify everything. So 2 finishes so far this year, not bad. Not bad. We'll see where it goes. So, all right. What have I worked on since we last chatted? Last time I mentioned that when I started tracking the whips that I had worked on during the month, I had like this 12 or 15 whips, and my goal was to cut that down. I have succeeded in this goal simply by tracking and doing a little better. I don't really plan out when I'm going to work for an entire month. I kind of highlight if there's a stitch along or something that I want to do, I'll put those in. Otherwise, it's just whatever, whatever sounds good. But since then, other than the 2 finishes that I've got, I've only got 5 or 6 pieces that I've worked on. Yay! So my goal of reducing this just number is going good so far. First thing is my current focus for a year of whips, which is the Plum Street Samplers 12 Days of Christmas. So that's where I'm at. When I first picked this up, I only had the first day, the second day, and the second day wasn't even completed yet. So in December, I finished the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th day. And then this month, I had a couple days, and I got the 8th day started. So this is coming along pretty well. These are the threads that I'm using are DMC 115, which is a variegated red, and then that's the red, and the black is Gentle Arts Black Crow, which is just a little bit of variegation. The green is Classic Colorworks Spinach. So I just pulled these out of the stash. And then the yellow or gold is Golden Star from Crescent, or now Classic Colorworks. This is obviously an old one. So this is the next piece that I'm hoping to finish for my year of whips. It goes pretty quick. All right. So the other thing that I was working on was the Ship's Manor Beautiful Sea Quaker Sow. I don't have a picture. So here's where we're at so far. I'm using the Ship's Manor threads. Using the Ship Manor threads, and then the fabric is a piece of hand-dyed fabric that I got from Jo Mason at Silks for You when she had her Needlework Emporium website. So it's a 36 count. It's just kind of a gentle overdyed blue. This is through part 6. I do have 7 and 8. I tend to work on these stitch alongs in California, simply because I get at least 3 nights a week, and I can usually finish whatever the part is at least in a night or 2. So I tend to just keep these stitch alongs in California for evening stitching during the week. So this will go back with me this week, and to get finished through part 8 before the next part comes out. So that's that. The other piece that I worked on that was a previous whip was Ink Circle's Tapestry. Not a huge amount of progress. A little bit in the bottom there, that segment. This is on 30 count platinum Murano, which is the best fabric ever that you can't get anymore. Last weekend I went for a small get-together with some stitching friends, and I actually had a couple of the ladies do some stitches in here. So this is it's got even more meaning now. It was started as a stitch along with a group of those same friends. So my goal is still to have it finished before June. We'll see how that goes. So those were the whips that I had worked on. I do have a couple new starts, all of which were planned, which is okay. I don't have any unplanned ones yet. The first one is the Lakeside Needleworks Under the Sea stitch along. And the first part is this fun little octopus. He's working. This is the fabric that was specially dyed by Lakeside Needlecrafts, so you can see it looks like water. It's really pretty. It's very easy to work on. I got the even weave, 32 count even weave. So again, the stitch along stays in California, so he got quite a bit of work last weekend when we were there, or Monday when we were there for the holiday. So I am optimistic that I will have the first part done well in time for the second part to be released on February 1st. The other start that I have is a stitch along with Stephanie, hi Stephanie, for King Arthur's Court. This is a chart. This also fits the bill for the magazine style that's being done by Heather, and I can't remember. I know it's Heather Stitches and somebody else. Cross My Stitch, maybe? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'll find a link. Anyway, this is the design. This is from the October 2005 Cross Stitch collection. I started this on January 1st. That was our plan. I've only worked on it 2 days. I worked on it January 1st, and then I worked on it Sunday, January 8th. This will be my Sunday piece. So once I'm done with today's video and getting ready to settle in for some football games, this is what I'm going to be working on. So far I have most of a baby dragon done in the bottom left corner. Now, one thing I am doing in the chart, and I'm gonna be bad. I'm gonna show you a little piece of the chart if I can find a good spot in this one. Maybe not. Hold on, sorry. Okay, I can show it. There's a close-up. Look. So here's the little dragon that I'm working on right here. So do you see where the back stitches are? There's not any fractionals in this. They're all full stitches with the back stitch over it to kind of smooth it out. Yeah, I've been stitching like Teresa Wentzler, Mirabella. I don't know. For this level of detail, I want the fractional stitches. So I'm actually doing the fractional stitches. So I'm kind of, as I'm working on it, figuring out where the fractionals should be. So you can see, hopefully you can see, in my little dragon's leg, let's see if I can, my little dragon's leg, there are fractionals. So this line right here is a little smoother than what is in that picture. So I couldn't not do the fractionals. There's backstitch. It's very easy, right? So that takes a little more brain power, but that's okay. I can handle it. So that's my Sunday, and so that was 2 days worth of stitching. So it goes pretty quick, and then I'll work on it today during the games this afternoon, which has already started. So I need to talk faster. The other start that I had planned is Brooks Books, Queen Parts. I want to do all of the Wonderland pieces. So this is the first one because she's my favorite. We'll see how well that plan goes together. Maybe I should have kept the favorite till last, but I didn't. Progress. There we go. A lot of the dark blue in her skirt. This is blue denim Jobelin, needleminder off with her head from Abby Dollar Stitch. Hi, Abby. So that's my Brooks Books. That's that. So that's everything I've worked on since last we chatted. So not like 12 pieces. Awesome. I have done a little stashing, just a little. I signed up for the monthly So Much to Love project bags for this year, and this was the first one, which is absolutely perfect for me because it's red and cream. I got the version with the small accessory bag that goes inside, and then she also sent a pair of scissors with, look at this beautiful red polka dot sheath. Is that not the cutest thing? Yeah. So that immediately had to go. My Queen of Hearts went in there right away. So I'm looking forward to having, at the end of the year, 12 bags from So Much to Love. Otherwise, my Christmas stash consists of 2 Joan Elliott patterns, the Reader, and then the 4 Christmas Angels. I don't have a lot of Joan Elliott in my stash, and this is like one of my favorites since Jessie Marie has been working on it. We'll see if I planned a little better, and January being Joan Elliott month and Stitch Mania, I might have started one, but that's okay. The other thing I got was the Christmas from the Cricket collection. I do not have aspirations of having all the months, but I do like the seasons and some of the holidays. I definitely need the Halloween one. So Christmas, it's a start. The other thing that my mother got for me was the Just Nan Pumpkin Mouse at Frightmare House. This was done through an exclusive for Silver Needle in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So she got me the chart as well as the fabric and then the embellishments and the little needle minder guy. So that was welcome. And then the last of my Christmas stash was Master and the McCobb from also Cricket Collection, which I then proceeded to buy fabric for when I was in Las Vegas last weekend. So I bought Stormy Night Belfast, and then the silks that are required. So this one is ready. It just needs some DMC and off when we're running. So we'll figure that out at some point. The last bit of Christmas stash was my dearest friend Terry bought me the button and bead, the Mill Hill button and bead kit, which we all know my love of Mill Hill. So I'm looking forward to that. I just need to find, I'll be pulling out some 28 count black of some sort to do him on, because no paper. Not for these. Those are frameable, so I don't do those on paper. So that was all my Christmas stash. I did get a few things for myself. In addition to the Off With Her Head needle minder, I got a couple of others from Miss Abby. So the W, and then the teapot, the red teapot, and this lovely lady at a sewing machine. So, and then Abby, of course, does the magnets, the glass on the back, so it makes it really easy to grab them when you're moving them around. I also finally broke down and bought Henry. I have been watching Heather Stitch's progress on Henry with great interest for as long as she's been working on it or have been watching FlossTube. So I broke down and actually bought the kit for myself. I will be replacing the Ada. It's got 16 count Ada, so I'll just put it on some 32 count, probably antique white even weave, but I'm excited to have my own Henry. I seem to be having a very between regal and ocean. That seems to be my theme lately. So I think that's all the stuff and the whips and such. So let's talk briefly about 2017. 2017, very simple, pretty simple. I want to keep up with the year of whips, obviously, and continue finishing those pieces. I've also created a Whipocalypse list, which is on my blog and at saker.com. And I'll be making posts there once a month specific to the Whipocalypse pieces. I picked out, I think, 10 pieces. There's no overlap with Year of Whips. So my plan for 2017 is each month to focus on one Year of Whips piece, which is currently the Plum Street Sampler's 12 Days of Christmas, and to focus on one Whipocalypse piece, which will be Don't Blink by Clouds Factory. I haven't worked on it yet. I haven't pulled it out, but that'll be my Whipocalypse plan for my first finish for that. I don't have much to go. Other than that, I want to keep up with the Ship's Manor sale, which is now halfway finished. I want to keep up with the Lakeside sale, which will obviously take throughout the year. I'm not anticipating starting any of the other monthly stitch-alongs. I do like the idea of the Clouds Factory, Women in History. I do like the first two pieces, or the first two designs that came out, but I'm not going to add another monthly commitment because heaven knows with everything else that's going on. We'll see, but I'll watch them. I just haven't started and have no plans to start at this point. Otherwise, I do have kind of just some rough goals to just try to add a little bit of structure to my stitching. And sorry, my iPad decided to take a nap. I use just a rough tracker so I can keep track of what I've been working on, right? So the colored boxes means I worked on it. The check box means I finished it. So you can see those are all the things that I worked on in January, and basically everything that I just showed you. I also maintain my Year of Whips list and blah, 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 blah. So from a goals perspective, I just came up with a few. So I've already mentioned the 17 finishes for 2017. Again, that one's almost not even, that's not a stretch. That's almost a gimme. I do want to obviously start, which I've done, keep up with one annual sale. That's the Lakeside Needlework, or the Lakeside Under the Sea sale. No problem. I am hoping to participate in at least a half a dozen stitch-alongs in Stitch Mania. I've done the first one, the January 1st, New Year, New Start, got that one done. And then my idea is to make sure I do at least a half a dozen. And then I also want to do a half a dozen in cross stitch finish line, of which the Brooks Books Alice in Wonderland will meet that criteria. I just need to get a little better about making sure I start them on the right, or work on them on the right day of the month with the sale. So I'm also trying to maintain my Instagram and put updates twice a week. I tend to lose some of that. I'd like to pull and do one seasonal set. I don't know which one. I have a few in my stash already. I want to actually finish 5 things I started last year, of which the Venice Santa is one of those, because I started him last year, and even Trick or Treat would be 2. So I've already got 2 out of the 5 taken care of. And then I want to pick up at least 10 things that I had started prior to 2016, which I haven't done that at all yet. So, so I haven't made any progress there. So that just provides a little bit more structure for me around for the stitching and things to keep track of. Essentially, if I work on all of the Apocalypse pieces, I've got my 10, or even my Year of Whip. Between Year of Whips and Apocalypse, I can get those last 2 taken care of easily. So we'll see. I like having just a little bit of structure, not a lot, just a little bit. So on my last video, one of the things that I had planned to do at the end of the video, after everything else, obviously, I had shown you my finish that I had done as part of the election challenge, my Needle and Haystack Painted Lady. I bought this as a kit, essentially, at Needle and Haystack. Here's the kit, all the floss. There was fabric, obviously that's the fabric that I used. But I'd like to pass this on, so I'd like to do a pass the stash. If you would like to stitch a Needle and Haystack Painted Lady, here's all the floss. All you have to do is add some fabric. I would love to send this to another stitcher to do this. There's one criteria, and that is that when you finish the Painted Lady, there's plenty of floss in here to do probably 10 of these. So I'd like for you to pass it on to another stitcher that would like to stitch a Painted Lady. If you're interested in doing this, and I'll ship anywhere, that doesn't matter. If you're interested in doing this, please go ahead and comment below. And probably towards the end of February, when I get ready to do my next update, or middle to end of February, I'm thinking probably the 18th. It's probably the 18th, 19th, that weekend. I'll go ahead and draw a name, and we'll get this going on so somebody else can actually have their own. Maybe by then I'll have mine finished into something. So we can only hope. And that's pretty much all I have today. Football games have started. Can we guess who I'm rooting for out of the last 4? Yes, I live in Arizona, and if the Cardinals were playing, I would be very conflicted. But since they did not make it to the playoffs this year, my other favorite is, and that's who I'll be rooting for. So have a great day. Stitch all the things, and I'll see you soon. Bye.